Good afternoon, San Diego. Thanks for joining us here on CBS 8 Plus. I'm meteorologist Sean Stiles. A different view for you today. We are on top of Laguna Mountain, the Laguna Mountain Observatory here, and you'll notice a few clouds out there. They had some rain up in the mountains today, as much as 2 inches on Mount Laguna. So we're looking at this thunderstorm starting to dissipate just a little bit, but the thunderstorms from that monsoonal flow made their way into the mountains. So we did see some rain. That's good news. That helps kind of dampen everything down just a little bit and reduce the threat of fire here in Southern California, at least in our local mountains. We'll take that. We still have an excessive heat warning, and this is that flash flood warning right there over the Mount Laguna area. It is going to come down in about an hour at 5 o'clock. We also have a beach hazard statement that's kicking in on Tuesday through Thursday from some surf that is going to be making its way into Southern California from a big storm down off of New Zealand about 8 or 9 days ago. So that's generating some surf heading our way. The heat warning will expire at 9 p.m. tonight, and then we'll see temperatures come down just a little bit. Currently, we're at 101 out in the Borrego Springs area. That due in part because of the monsoon flow and the cloud cover. And temperatures in the low 80s, but Mount Laguna, because they saw that downpour, has cooled things down quite a bit. Because think about it, the rain aloft is coming from, say, 12, 15, 20,000 feet. So the air at that level is much cooler, and it's cooling that water, the rain, and as it comes closer to the surface and hits the ground, it brings that cooler air with it. We're in the upper 80s to low 90s in places like Ramona, Campo at 89. They're also seeing some cloud cover. And out along the coastline, low to mid 70s, pretty much everywhere you go. Here's your 10-day trend, and notice those temperatures stay very mild, very seasonal. And then we get a warm up as high pressure rebuilds in over the west, and we're talking about temperatures pushing back well above average by next Friday and Saturday. We're into the low 80s. So we're talking about a weather impact possibly taking place, certainly along the coastline and into the inland areas. So with the temperatures at the coastline pushing into the low 80s, I would expect it to be in the mid 90s in the inland microclimates, but that's Friday, Saturday next week. Currently at San Diego International Airport, we're at 74 degrees, and the winds are very light out of the west-northwest at 9 miles per hour. So that's not bad out there at all. Nice sea breeze. Waves 1 to 3 feet. The rip current risk still moderate, and as I said, we're going to start to see the swell build through Monday into Tuesday. So don't be surprised if you're on a southwesterly facing beach and you see a bigger wave come rolling in than the 1 to 3 footers. And then by Tuesday into Wednesday, the surf definitely picks up. The UV index, obviously this time of year, is extreme. Sun rising at 5:51. So if you want to get out there early and enjoy things, go for it. 105 in Fresno, 101 in Bakersfield, 105 in Las Vegas. In Las Vegas at 107. Palm Springs also seeing some cloud cover at 93. We go up the coastline to San Francisco. It is 68, 76 in San Luis Obispo, and the Civic Center in Los Angeles, 72 degrees. There's those thunderstorms, that monsoon flow coming up, picking up the moisture out of the Sea of Cortez, Gulf of California, and that is pumping that moisture up into our deserts. Notice how this is wrapping around the high pressure. You can see where the high pressure is shifted. We'll let the daylight hours come back into play here. And all that monsoonal moisture is being pushed all the way up into Utah, parts of Colorado, and into Montana and Wyoming. There's a close-up view of it, and you see those radar returns right there, popping in the afternoon as the heat of the day makes that moisture go into the upper atmosphere, and we see the thunderstorms popping up. Look at this is current temperatures here in the late afternoon on Sunday. Wichita, Kansas, 101, so you can tell the high pressure shifted. Rapid City, 97. Not too bad up around the Great Lakes. Detroit, 83, Chicago, 86, but toasty and humid in the nation's capital at 97. There's the high pressure. We showed you where it had shifted to. We'll put this into motion, and it kind of dances around and moves out of the region. Eventually, though, it does shift and start to come closer to Southern California. There's the warm-up that we were talking about, and that stays in place, actually moving just slightly north And then what's going to happen with that is possibly some monsoonal moisture coming back into Southern California. As we look at the surface map here, you can see the high pressure has moved out of our region, but that's why we're seeing that moisture come into San Diego and the desert Southwest. High pressure eventually shifts and then starts to warm things up by late Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. Here's your 8-day forecast. Very mild and nice. The warm up arrives by Friday along the coastline, looking at some late night, early morning clouds for you folks in the inland microclimates. It's going to be very, very nice. And then by the time we get to Friday, as I said, back into the 90s. So get ready for a warm up. We'll have a weather impact over the mountains again, much like today, a chance of thunderstorms, really kind of very narrow in where these could happen. And then the warm up arrives for the mountains as well by Friday into the weekend. 94 on Friday and Saturday. The deserts, we start to see a chance of thunderstorms there as well. It's not the heat that's going to make for the weather impact. It's the thunderstorms out there. And relatively speaking, the temperatures will stay where they should be in the deserts, 109, 110 in that range. That's a look at your weather.